everyone, Jennifer here with Hooked on Applique, back again today with a tutorial on a second method to ruffle your own rickrack using your ruffle foot. Now if you've seen my previous tutorial, I used the make a straight zigzag stitch up the ribbon method and then you pulled the bobbin thread, which ruffled the ribbon, which works great. However, it's a little time consuming, and if you break the bobbin thread, you have to start all over again. So I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and grabbed a couple spools of this 5/8 inch grosgrain Swiss dots ribbon, and I wanted to ruffle the entire roll, so I had a bunch ready for me whenever I needed to use it. So I started stitching with my previous method, and it just took forever and I didn't get very far, and I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to pull a bobbin thread to this entire roll of ribbon without it breaking? It's probably not going to happen. So I grabbed my ruffle foot and then I Googled it, thinking somebody's got to have a video on this. Somebody, you know, if the ruffle foot, if you can use the ruffle foot, somebody's probably had a tutorial on it, and I couldn't find anybody online that used the ruffle foot to make this. I only saw tutorials on my previous method. So I figured I would give it a shot, and it worked. I was so excited. It took probably a quarter of the amount of time to ruffle all of this ribbon using the ruffle foot than it did with my other method. So I wanted to show you guys. So first, with the settings on my ruffle foot, I put the ruffle setting to 1. I'm trying to get it in focus here for you guys, so that it's going to ruffle every one stitch. And then here you have like this little, mine's orange, but I think they come in different colors. You want to set that to 0, so you just loosen it up a little bit and then push. Mine's 0's up here, so you put it to 0 and then tighten it back up. On my machine settings, I set it to a straight stitch and a stitch length to 5, which on my machine, the stitch length is to 1 to 7. So that kind of gives you an idea range on where to put your machine. So to put your ruffle foot on, I had a few questions on how to do this. A bunch of my sewing friends have this foot, but they've never used it because they were a little intimidated by it. And it's really cool. It's a really cool foot. So this part here, this arm here, you're going to put around this bar where you tighten your needle at. And then down here, this is the part that connects to your shank here that you screw onto the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and start with the tutorial. So we're just going to feed the ribbon into the foot this way. You want to give yourself a little bit of a tail, and because you want to make sure the ribbon's all the way into the foot. We're just going to stitch a couple stitches to get everything started, and then we'll start with the ruffle process. So just stitch a couple stitches. Alright, so everything seems to be working fine. If you have a needle down button, go ahead and do that so that every time you stop, the needle stays down, because you are going to move around the ribbon a little bit. It'll just make things easier for you. So first, the concept of this is you're going to stitch to the edge of the ribbon, and you're going to hold your ribbon to the one side. Once you get to the edge of the ribbon, you're going to slide your ribbon over to the opposite side, which makes this little S curve on each side, and then you stitch through there till you get to the other side of the ribbon, and then you swing it back around. That's the process we're doing. So over here, oh, got stuck under there. Okay, so on this side we're going to just stitch to the edge, and I'm about at the edge now. You don't want to go off the edge, because then you're going to end up it's going to look funny. So you're going to do it, trust me, if you're just doing this for the first time. I did, but the more you do it, you'll get used to it. Okay, so now that we're at the edge of the ribbon, we are going to just bring it over and see we've created this S curve with our ribbon. And we're going to stitch another couple stitches. On my machine, it's about 4 or 5 stitches till we get to the edge again. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I only got to 3 that time. No problem. So then we're right at the edge, as you can see. We're right at the edge. And you're going to swing your ribbon back under to the opposite side, which again, you're creating this S-curve here, and just continue to stitch till you get to the edge. And then swing it back over. 1, 2, okay. And this time I went a little off. So I gotta put my ribbon underneath those teeth. Oops. Be careful if you do this that you don't break your foot. Okay. Alright, so we're swinging it back over to this side. Stitch another couple stitches. One more. Okay. Swing it back around and continue to do that. Maybe one more. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit for you and continue to do a couple more so you can see at a wider angle. So we swing this around and around again. Back around. Back around. And you just continue this back and forth motion. And as you can see that? Isn't that really cool? So you can just continue this all the way down the entire length of the ribbon. You can make it as long as you want. And this will not come unraveled because you ruffled it and it sewed it at the same time. So there's no other extra work involved, which is really nice. Also, when you get faster at this, like last night I did 7 spools of this ribbon, and by the end of the night I was like, we're doing this, you know, because I just got so used to it. I slowed my machine down so I didn't go too crazy, but it was nice to be able to just go, you know, back and forth just like this, and it made it go really fast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this is helpful for some of you guys, and if you have this ruffle foot, put it on your machine and start ruffling some ribbon, because I have some really cute new designs coming up to Hooked on Applique that would look adorable with these rickrack ribbons. I also got some questions on where to buy one of these Ruffle Feet, and I personally purchased mine on eBay from a seller in Georgia, so here in the US, and it was $10 or $12. And it's just a universal low shank ruffle foot. I have a Singer Futura quartet, and they use the low shank feet. So make sure that if you purchase one online, you get it either low shank or high shank, depending on what your machine is. Again, I hope you guys think this is helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. One of my resolutions this year is to put out more tutorials on my YouTube channel for you guys. So, you know, give it a like, subscribe. Come check out my Facebook page. If you do applique, I have free designs on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook group as well, the Hooked on Applique group. The link to that's on my Facebook page too, and I have free designs there. And check out my website, hookedonapplique.com, for your applique designs, and I have a whole section of designs that I use these with, and it looks really cool. So, alrighty guys, well, until next time, bye!